Good morning. So it is, day 100. I don't know what day it is, but it's the day after the day that I had no food from Z.E.N. And so, of course, I see those results at the scale, even though I tried really hard to, meaning I'm up almost a pound. But I tried really hard to, you know, uh, monitor what I was doing yesterday. I started the day with a piece of whole grain toast with a little bit of butter. You can hate on that, but I wouldn't if I were you. That's what I like. I had an organic nectarine. Um, and then I had the second half of the wrap. I had, because the day before I only had half of my wrap for lunch, so I had that extra half of a wrap. And then I went to the evil dinner. I, I shouldn't call it evil. It was such a tremendous event and wonderful gift to be there. But it was a tasting of all the foods, the new menu at the Hard Rock. Now, we did not taste every single thing on the menu, but let me give you an idea. You walked in and you immediately received a cocktail, which was gin and Saint Germain, which are my two kind of favorite things. Not never occurred to me to put them together before in a mojito with cucumber and fresh mint. This was very light and fresh, sweet, and I, it was just a delicious, delicious beverage. There were four pass trays of hors d'oeuvres. I tried one of the buffalo wings. I took a bite, literally a bite. It was so delicious. Um, then there was the bruschetta, and you couldn't take a bite because it was too small. If you bit it in half, you had to kind of pop the whole thing in your mouth. So I just skipped the other two hors d'oeuvres, and I'm like, okay, that's all right. That's two bites of food. I've been eating really lightly today. I'm going to be okay. And then we got to the sit down part. And I kid you not, the next thing, there were nachos. That was not too bad. I mean, they were delicious, but it was easy to monitor. There were the big nachos there, and there was your little plate. So I managed to get a few. Still felt really good. Then the salad course came. The salad course came, and I ate the whole thing because I'm like, this is what I should be eating. This is what's good for me. It's super delicious. It was an arugula salad. I love arugula. And it was smaller than the kind of salad that you would normally get in a restaurant. It was certainly smaller than their normal portions. They knew that they were giving us a lot of food to taste. Then they brought out three margaritas with the nachos. And you were supposed to kind of taste each one. I just couldn't. I just literally couldn't do it. There was watermelon, pomegranate, and blue curacao. Okay, then does this sound like I'm complaining? I'm really not complaining. This was a wonderful, wonderful event. It was a challenge given what I'm trying to accomplish. And it was fun. It was really fun. The next thing they brought out was a salmon course. So again, good choices, good, delicious food. So I ate, and it was a smaller portion, but I'm gonna guess that in some I'm guessing that really what I saw on my plate for the salmon course, if I had a little bit less of the starch and more of the asparagus, the amount of salmon was probably what I should have, what one would have for a normal meal. Just that. I ate about half of the salmon. And then the coma came. So I now by this time I'm actually feeling full already. Like I feel like that. Okay, I should, if I had free reign, I would push away from the table. I'm done. Then they brought out a pitcher of drinks in one of those French presses, so that you do the French press, and it was vodka and smooshed red berries, crushed red berries. You have to taste that. I don't even really prefer vodka, but it had to taste that. It looked like iced tea, or no, I think it had lemonade also with it. And that came with, did that come with the meat course? I don't know. I might be a little bit off in my description here, but the next significant thing that I remember is a tray of meat. It was a long, thin plate with ribs. It was the smokehouse course. There were ribs. There was brisket with those fried onions on top and sourdough. I love sourdough. Sourdough points underneath and sauce. And the three of their barbecued chicken wings. So little amounts, but really any one of these, it's enough, you know. And but you can understand as a restaurant, you're trying to have people taste. You don't want them to feel like you're being stingy with anything, right? You don't want to just put one rib on the plate. So it's really an interesting kind of dilemma. But anyway, the ribs were off the charts, off the charts, and I'm not okay. Anyway, just off the charts, falling off the bone, super delicious. The chef was describing the things as we were receiving them, and he said that everything on the smokehouse plate is like marinated for, I think he said 8 to 16 hours, something like that. Like it's all just like, ugh, amazing. I took a bite of the brisket. I took a bite of the chicken. I might have eaten all the ribs. For sure, I had two. But at this point, I can no longer remember. Then, then, there's more. Wait, there's more. Then, um, thankfully, there was some water. I had a bottle of water that was on the table immediately when we sat down. By this time, my water was gone. They brought me another water bottle, and I didn't ask. That was lovely. And then there was the there was the burger course because Hard Rock is known for their burgers. So of course they had to show us their burgers. So they had their classic burger, which had bacon and an onion ring and so forth. I had a bite. They had their veggie burger, which is he just didn't want people who didn't eat meat to go hungry. So he added a veggie burger to the menu at the last minute. And it was portobello mushroom and roasted red pepper and some cheese and I don't know what sauce and everything was in there, but it was just delicious. So I pulled all the veg out and left the bread, thinking, well, at least that's something, right? But I ate all of the innards of that. So now remember, I was full at the salmon, and I've had a whole plate of meat, and now I'm eating the burgers. So I had a bite of the classic burger. I had a bite of the tango burger. All I heard is that there's a little bit of horseradish in there. There's a bunch of stuff in there, but it was the kind of the smallest of the three burger meat burgers. Um, and so it didn't seem like it had a bunch of stuff on there, but it was amazing. It was my favorite. And then there was the Fiesta Burger, which is like one of their most popular, which has guacamole and tomato and all that stuff. So of course I had to taste that because it's the most favorite. And then I went back and had some more of the Tango Burger. And then I let them take my plate away, and it really didn't look like I ate very much. But you know, if you add that plate and that plate and that plate and that plate, and you see where this is all going. And here, I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Then here comes this drink the size of a milkshake, and it was a I don't know. I think it had Guinness beer and chocolate and whipping cream and uh, Guinness. I remember Guinness. Uh, I don't have the menu with me, so I can't remember, but it was just decadent. And the hostess, the woman who is in charge of all the Hard Rock's marketing, who was very dynamic and lovely and had the microphone and was talking with the chef at different points through the meal. She's going, and she's skinny as a snake. And she's up there and she's got these fabulous shoes on. And she says, "This is my favorite. I wait all day for this." So you just, like, you have to try that when somebody says that. And of course it was delicious. And there's nothing in there that I ever eat or drink. From the whipped cream to the, like, none of it. Oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot the flight of beers. One of those big wooden arches with like 6 different kinds of beer in it. I tried one just because I needed some liquid with all my meat. Forgot about that. So, and they're small. It's 2 ounces, maybe 4 ounces. There's more. Then there was the dessert plate. Blessedly, they brought all 3 desserts on one plate, and it was hot apple pie a la mode. Amazing. A chocolate brownie is the only thing that I would, at this point, who can taste anything? It's a chocolate brownie with stuff on top. I can't remember if it was whipped cream or ice cream at this point because the coma is in full force. And then an Oreo cheesecake, but not cheesecake, sour cream cheesecake. Sour cream is my middle name. I don't know if you knew that, Lisa. Sour cream Keating. It used to be legs when I was younger, but now it's sour cream. So a little half of an Oreo on the top, and they just, they make everything from scratch. Although I did hear that the Oreos are real Oreos, but all of their stuff is house made, and I think it's a huge step up. Everything that I had there is not what I remember about Hard Rock back in the day. And of course, there were fries with the amazing fries with the burgers. I had 2. And I know I had 2 because I had to restrain myself. And then, so those are the 3 desserts. And with the desserts, on top of the desserts was this thing that looked like one of those kind of cookies, one of those fancy French cookies that's kind of almost like a straw, except that it was all chocolate. And I ate that entire thing. And then, to top it all off, there was caramel coffee, and like a latte drink. And I thought, well, at least it's coffee, And there was alcohol. There was Bailey's and Tia Maria, I think, in that, and pieces of caramel corn on top. So kudos to the Hard Rock, but that was not a Zen Foods day. I can clearly at cross purposes there. But we knew that in advance and prepared for it. And today I'm back at it, and it's 9:17. I have not had breakfast yet because I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be hungry again. But as soon as I am, I will have my delicious breakfast, and maybe tomorrow I'll talk more about what's on my Zen Foods, in my Zen Foods pouch, because that's really what's getting me to my goal. But a big thank you to the Hard Rock for their new menu. See you tomorrow. Say a little prayer for me. All right. Hope you're doing great. Bye.